Everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to MUFC Realist TV. I'm Jay, and Mick should be on shortly. Manchester United 2, Everton 0. Fun fact, when United go in 1-0 at half time in the league, they haven't lost a game at home since 1984. And up to the first half hour, 35 minutes or so, Pickford had activated Gigi Buffon settings, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, it is going to be one of those days because we're not going to finish our dinner. We're creating chances, we're dominating midfield, but we couldn't find it back to the net. And then, of all people, Scott McSideways, the midfield ghost, steps up and gets the opening goal. So, I won't say dubious moments second half, but anytime the ball came near Harry Maguire, I was getting really, really worried. Thankfully, Martinez was beside Maguire and was again able to talk Maguire through the game. Maguire had his only fifth start today of the season. He's played more games for England than he has for United. But today, clean sheet, 2-0, 3 points, and we're back up to third place. And after the debacle last weekend against Newcastle, 2 wins, 3 goals, 2 clean sheets. Who can argue with that? Mick, what thoughts on the game? 6 points, 2 clean sheets.
Get in. I know. Thank you, Jay, for opening the show once and for all. I really enjoyed this game. We were in control from the very first get-go, I reckon. You know what I mean? It was just, as you said, it's like, what do you call it? The 7 little pigs and the wolf. What do you call that story? We huffed and puffed and...
I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. And it's the three little pigs and the big bad wolf.
Yeah, 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf. So we huffed and puffed and we tried to blow Pickford's house down. I mean, from a man of the match perspective, I must give it to Pickford. He was really immense, actually. He was like prime, what do you call it, Gigi Buffon, as you should say. But in general, mate, I am stoked. It is 3 points that matters. We're back on third. I don't know what Newcastle is doing, but let's go. Let's kick on the show, Jay, and let's call a spade a spade. Guys, we are waiting for Tom from ManUtd Mania. He's probably running around crazy in his backyard garden, like everyone else. But he's going to jump on soon. We have some people coming on. This is Mick, this is Jay, this is MUFC Realist TV. Hit that like, hit that smash button, and we are getting into the game.
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Dankjewel. Ik ben welkom. Dit is mijn home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
So Mick, start things off. Team selection today, starting with Harry Maguire, no Varane. I'm sure that had you deep in trepidation mode. Scott started again, no Fred. Bruno, it seemed today, had to play a very deep role. I thought Bruno, he got man of the match by BT Sport. I thought Bruno had one of his better games today. He really knitted that midfield together. So much so that towards the latter end of the game, Dyche took off his 3 starting midfielders. It's one of the few games today where United actually bossed the midfield. It was very important today that playing at home against a struggling Everton, I suppose the phrase that's used all the time is quote unquote to get off on the front foot. But today, from the off, we saw the antithesis of the game against Newcastle, where Newcastle were on the front foot. Newcastle had us pinned back for pretty much the entire game, and today, literally, the shoe was on the other foot. Great team performance. I slag off Scott McTominay an awful lot. I have dubbed him Scott McSideways. I've dubbed him the ghost in midfield. Today, I'll say did his job, took his goal well after all the missed chances, the missed opportunity from Aaron Bissaka, from the wasn't Sancho, it was Anthony's shot. Bruno missed. Bruno had a few chances, and also then on top of that, I think as well, Bissaka had his shot. So who other than Sideways to open scoring? his first game of the season. So look at, I would take out a goal today off Scott McSideways' ass if it meant 3 points.
Yep.
End of the day, we're all United fans. We do have players that we like and dislike, and just make today the starting 11. What did you make of Maguire starting for Varane? I didn't hear of any injury to Varane, so I was questioning why Maguire started. And in the last game, Maguire didn't come on as sub. It was Lindelof that was favored to come on as sub. So for me today, that was something that I was trying to rationalize in my head. Why the hell is Maguire on? I thought Jadon Sancho. Um, First half, I thought Seamus Coleman kept Sancho pretty quiet. And second half, then Coleman is 34 now, very experienced fullback. I thought in the second half, Sancho really started to get the measure of Seamus Coleman, was getting more balls in the box, and obviously we had that clinical finish from Tony sick note Martial.
Mm-hmm.
Just one final point I want to raise. Wout Weghorst is so poor of a striker. Scott McTominay looks like a better striker than Weghorst. That's my takeaway from today.
Yeah, flowers to Scott McTominay. Honest opinion, Jay, I totally must been like dyslexic, because when the team sheet came out, I didn't even spot that Maguire was on in the starting 11. I thought, yeah, this is a good lineup. But then, when we kicked on, it's like, well, hang on, what's Maguire doing on the pitch? Because I thought I saw like, the usual suspect, like Malacia, okay, replaced Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
Then I saw like this, and I didn't even blink when I didn't even see, because I thought it was even given Sunday, Varane, and Wan-Bissaka. He did a great first half as well, great second half as well going forward. Then, of course, reaction Scott McTominay. But honest to God, Jay, I didn't see McTominay or actually, I didn't see Maguire do any mistakes today. He was quite solid in the back. I thought he was good. He did a good performance in general. Scott McTominay, he got his goal. But that just proves to what I always say, Scott McTominay should never play deep. He's a box-to-box player. He's always, he should always be playing by the 6-yard box and, cutting in and getting the ball and shoot, because that's what you get the best Scott McTominay from. So it has to be the Bishop to get the first goal. And at the end of the day, I'm happy. I'm really happy. First half, as we said, we huffed and puffed and we tried to blow Pickford House down. I mean, we could have been 4-5 up, Jay, by that first half, to be honest. I mean, how many chances did Anthony miss? How many times did Rashford come through Pickford? It just didn't go in. But finally, the house came down, and that's what matters, Jay,
Yeah, but you said at the start of the show that you would have given Pickford man of the match. He's on a losing team. And I think we have to acknowledge if a player from another team plays exceptionally well. And as I said, he activated Gigi Buffon settings. If De Gea had to make that many saves today, we'd be giving David De Gea's flowers. I think it's only fair as fans of football. We should acknowledge Pickford today and how well he played, because on another Saturday afternoon or night or evening time for you, my friend, at halftime we're going in 3-0 and it's done and dusted.
Yeah. I was just surprised how Sean Dyche was lining up. I thought they would be more in control, press as a team, defend as a team, but they were quite open. We had Bruno playing as a deep playmaker that worked. I mean, oh my God, the balls that he was pinging through, both to Anthony, to Rashford. I mean, that was a good match. And Sabitzer for me also, we're starting to see what Sabitzer is all about. Playing Sabitzer's number 10 really, really worked, according to my opinion, though. What's your thoughts about Bruno playing deep on a deep playmaker? He didn't do any mistakes, did he?
I think tenhag obviously has analysed the last 2 games in great depth, and obviously his knowledge of football is far greater than yours or mine or anybody watching, and he's clearly seen right. Scott playing deep, he can't take the ball off the back four. He doesn't have the passing range, secondly, and also when our centre backs have the ball to play it out from the back, he doesn't show for the ball. He knows someone like Bruno, who's very comfortable on the ball, good football intelligence, has an excellent passing range. He's the man, take the ball from the back four, and will ping 34-yard passes. And today we saw that from the off. Bruno almost showing from the ball, looking up and trying to find Rashford or Sancho to use their speed, and also to use Anthony's speed. So a lot of that today. And then he was able then to play these short little intricate passes with Sabitzer. So then later into the game, then we have the guile and the football intelligence are very soon to come on. Like how comfortable do you feel when we have an Eriksen coming off the bench? Like that straight away inspires confidence. He's going to sit in the ball. He's going to close the game down. He's going to do pretty much whatever he wants in the ball. And next week we have Kino with a tan, Casemiro back next week. So I think now we have weathered the storm. Obviously, the loss to Newcastle, we were dog shit that day. Let's call it a spade. We were terrible. We've weathered the storm now. Okay, obviously results today. We've got no control of results today. If we are going to be still probably fourth place come tomorrow night.
Yeah, but it was good.
So we're still fourth place. We're third now, but obviously Newcastle. We're third now, if I'm not mistaken. Newcastle got to play. Spurs got to play. Harry Kane, he's always going to do Harry Kane things. So we're going to be in fourth place coming up to the next league game with Casemiro back and Eriksen back. So very simply, Mick, what difference a week makes in football? In order to the old phrase, Mick, a week is long time in politics. It's even longer in football.
To be honest, but calling a spade, if we look at who do you reckon the from United's perspective, who do you reckon is the contender for the man of the match?
BT gave it to Bruno. For me personally, it was between Martinez and Bruno. Martinez, as ever, just looks so composed on the ball. Even from the corner kicks, Dyche, obviously, he's got, how every manager has that one or two players that they bring with them from every club. So Dyche bought Tchaikovsky with him. He had him at Burnley, and he was almost going to be a big bullying centre half. And the English pundits won't pick up on this, but on the corner kick and set pieces, Maguire, who is 1.90 m, avoids going near Tchaikovsky. He doesn't go for the physical battle. It's Martinez who, Graham Souness, I played the game, says he's too short to be centre back in the Premiership. He's the guy on set pieces, if you watch it back, that's fighting with Tchaikovsky, not Harry Maguire. So for me, it's either going to be Martinez or Bruno Fernandes. What about yourself?
Martinez or Bruno Fernandes? I think it's a tough call. I thought Captain Bruno was immense today. He was so great playing from the deep. Martinez did a lot of interception. He was just a beast as usual. It's a tough call. I don't know. I can't tell you. I watched the whole game thinking, well, Bruno did a fantastic job. But it's got to be Martinez. But no, hang on. No, Bruno Fernandes for me. He was instrumental in the midfield. Definitely, he worked his socks off.
Just on what Mick is saying there, I like how we have two players that are playing 8.5, 8 out of 10, and we're splitting hairs between who gets man of the match. Whereas last weekend against Newcastle, the only player that would get near man of the match would have been David De Gea, because without David De Gea last weekend, Newcastle, it probably could have been a cricket score.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.